Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Anatomy by MNPD. In today's lecture, we'll discuss about the anterior view. As we see from anterior view, we get the combination of many bones. The first bone is frontal bone. The frontal bone, it is also called the forehead bone. As you see that it curves downward and forward and make upper border of this orbit. Now above this orbit, there is an arch-like structure. This arch-like structure are called superciliary arches, which are on both sides. Also, there is a foramen called supraorbital foramen just above this orbit. This supraorbital foramen is also called supraorbital notch. Now, let's talk about the articulation of this frontal bone. Now this frontal bone articulates with multiple bones on anterior aspect. Whereas we see from medial aspect, it articulates with the frontal process of maxilla and also with the nasal bones. And on lateral aspect, this frontal bone articulates with zygomatic bone. That's how this orbit consists of many boundaries. From its superior aspect, it is bounded by the frontal bone. From its medial aspect, it is bounded with maxillary and frontal process of maxilla and frontal bone. While on its inferior surface, it is purely bounded by the maxillary bone. On its lateral surface, it is bounded by the zygomatic bone. These four bones form the boundaries of orbit. On superior surface, this frontal bone has some hollow spaces inside. We get these hollow spaces when we cut the bone. These hollow spaces are connected with the hollow spaces of nasal bones and form the sinuses. These sinuses are helpful in producing the voice resonation. Also, it lightens the weight of the skull on the body. This sinus is called frontal air sinus. While two nasal bone articulates with each other at the midline and forms this nose bridge. The two nasal bones along with maxillary bone forms the anterior nasal aperture. While this nasal cavity is divided into two parts by this midline septum, which is also called nasal septum. This nasal septum, which is formed by the two type of bones, one is vomer bone and another bone is ethmoid bone. The perpendicular plate of ethmoid bone forms this nasal septum. And when we see the inside of the bone, we see these four projections which are coming from inside to outside. These projections are called conchae. Basically, these conchae are the part of ethmoid bone which is found at the base of the skull, while there is another conchae, the inferior nasal conchae, which is not part of ethmoid bone, but it is a separate bone that we have discussed in our earlier lecture. Now, the two maxillary bone, right maxillary bone and left maxillary bone, forms the upper jaw. These also forms the part of lateral wall of nasal cavity and inferior part of this orbit. While when we see on the inferior surface, it also forms the anterior part of this hard palate. This part of hard palate is also formed by the maxillary bone. These two bones meet each other at the midline and it also forms lower margin of nasal aperture. This suture from which the two maxillary bones are united, this suture is called intermaxillary suture. And there is a foramen on its superior surface and inferior surface of orbit. This infraorbital foramen gave rise to the transmission of infraorbital nerve, infraorbital artery and infraorbital vein. While the supraorbital foramen, which is above this orbit gave rise to the transmission of superior orbital nerve, superior orbital artery, and superior orbital vein. These two, supraorbital foramen and infraorbital foramen, are helpful in transmission of the nerves, which are coming from brain to anterior part of face. And on its inferior surface of maxilla, there are multiple downward projections. And these downward projections, and together with the opposite processes, this forms the alveolar arch. The alveolar arch is helpful in carrying the teeth. The maxillary bone also has some empty space, just like we discussed the empty spaces of frontal bone. These empty spaces are called maxillary sinuses. These maxillary sinuses are helpful in lightening the weight of the skull. It is also helpful in resonating the voice and making the voice heavier. These empty spaces or sinuses are lined by the mucous membrane and contain air inside. While the zygomatic bone, which is also called the cheekbone, the lateral it forms the lateral wall and floor of the orbital cavity, and it also articulates with the maxilla medially, and on its lateral surface it articulates with the zygomatic process of temporal bone to form this arch-like structure is also called zygomatic arch. While when we see from the close aspect, we see the zygomatic bone has two foramina for transmission of zygomaticotemporal and zygomaticofacial nerves, which also supplies the zygomatic bone. The mandible, which forms the lower jaw, has horizontal body and two vertical rami. When we see from the lateral surface, it also has a head which articulates with the mandibular fossa of temporal bone and forms the joint which is called temporomandibular joint. That was all about the anterior view of a skull. Thank you so much.